Hey guys, it's Pierluigi from Geo Design, and in this video we're going to learn about Dev Mode, which is an amazing tool that recently came out with Figma that is going to allow developers to work in an easy and efficient way. Now, this tool is also great for designers because it's going to allow them to access some CSS data as well as a behind the scenes which is going to be useful during the design and development partnership. Now, in order to access the dev mode, you simply want to click on the top right next to the share button, since you're going to see this new toggle. Alternatively, you can use the keyboard shortcut Shift plus D, and you're going to be in dev mode. Now, the moment that you enter dev mode, you're going to notice a few things that are going to change. First one, the interface is going to become in the screen for the call to actions, as well as on the top left, the document is going to notify you that you are in dev mode. Now, at this point, we're going to see on the right the inspect panel, which is also at this very moment prompting that you can use the VS Code extension, which is definitely very useful for developers. So there is this sync between Figma and VS Code, which a lot of developers have asked for, so they're coming in that direction. Now, on top of that, you can adjust the basic settings. So, for example, for the language, you can decide if it's going to be CSS, iOS, or Android, and you can select, of course, the related items in this drop-down. You can also set the unit if you want to use pixels or RAM. Now, when it comes to actually using the data that the inspect tool is going to give you in dev mode, you simply need to select on an item, and as you're going to see on the far right, you're going to see all sorts of different data, which is going to be really useful when exporting the designs into code. So, for example, here we have a basic preview with the height of the text with the different inlines, and we also have the layout width, all of the CSS code of the typography. So all this is going to be really useful, as well as the colors below it. And you're going to notice also a few new additions, such as if I select a component, I can see over here that you have this component that you can open in the playground. Now, there is also the ability to browse through different variations of the instance. Since in this case we don't have them, they're not showing, but usually you would see right over here a call to action that prompts to the past variations that you designed in this specific instance that you selected. So see it almost as a version history, which is going to enable you to go back in time and see the various other variations. You can also mark something for or a project for development. So, and by the way, the compare changes, it's this one right here, which I just described. So I'm simply going to click on it in order to give you a visual basically representation of what I just discussed. So again, in this case, we don't have the previous version compared to the current version, but you're going to see the instances where that is going to happen right here, and here you're going to find all of the history, so all of the past versions of the design. So definitely something that you want to keep in mind. Likely not going to use it very often, but it's super useful at times. Now, that being said, we also have the ability to mark something or a section for development. So I can actually go over here and I can select this as marked for development, And this works for both sections, as I just mentioned. So if I actually go back, or actually, let me just click over here, and I'm going to add a section just so that we can clearly see how this works in both ways. You can see this small icon right here, which allows you to mark it for development even if you're not in dev mode. So quite handy, quite useful to briefly let know the developers what is ready to start working on and what is still work in progress from a design standpoint. You can obviously click it again in order to either copy that link so that you can send the shareable link directly to the developers or a team member. And you can remove the ready status in case you change your mind or simply don't want to make this ready for development yet. And this is pretty much it. When it comes to the high-level features, here you're going to find all of the items which are marked ready for development. And if I select any one of these other elements, you can see how I can easily access CSS data for pretty much all of the items, as well as key information regarding the padding or the margin for a specific element and what are their relations. So this is going to be all really useful elements for development. And of course, you can export, as always, any asset in a very easy and fast way. So I really hope this introduction to dev mode was helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll see you in the very next video.